Hi, happy spring everyone. Welcome to your weekly forecast for Monday, March 21st through Sunday, March 27th. So there are a few aspects this week. The first one is on Monday, March 21st, and it is Mercury in Pisces conjuncts Jupiter in Pisces. And on Tuesday, March 22nd, Mars in Aquarius squares Uranus in Taurus. On Wednesday, March 23rd, Mercury in Pisces conjuncts Neptune in Pisces. And on Saturday, March 26th, Mercury in Pisces sextiles Pluto in Capricorn. And on Sunday, March 27th, Mercury moves into Aries. Okay, so I'd like to thank all my subscribers for your continued support. And if you're new to my channel and you like this video, be sure to like and share it and comment. And don't forget, to subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell where you'll be notified each time I upload something. I'm about ready to sneeze, sorry. Allergies are very bad right now. Anyway, also check out my monthly forecast and look in the description box below there. There's two links there. One is called Ask Me a Question. It's for people who only want to know maybe one or two things about their chart, but if you would like to know more, there's a link also to my website where you can get more information on chart services that I offer. Okay, so now for your forecast. Okay, so for Aquarius, on Monday, March 21st, Mercury in Pisces in your second house conjuncts Jupiter, also in Pisces in your second house. And on Wednesday, March 23rd, Mercury in Pisces in your second house conjuncts Neptune, also in your second house in Pisces. So, you know, your second house, obviously there's a lot going on here right now, right? It's your house of money. It's income, how you earn your money, and your possessions, things that you own that you value. Your actual personal values though too, but this is basically, it's a money house and it's income of some kind, and having Jupiter here brings a lot of expansion to this area. So you may have been able to branch out in whatever it is that you do to earn money, okay, or have created a new side venture or whatever that's bringing in a new source of income, stuff like that. But Mercury conjunct Jupiter and Neptune together only like a day or so apart kind of means like there's communication of some kind of dealing with business, I'd have to say. And you have to be very, very careful. Jupiter is the planet that sees the big picture. You know, they always say that's the good point about this planet. However, a lot of times it just glosses over the finer details, which is you know, not a very good idea. But during this time, if you look, you keep an eye out for stuff like that, then you really don't have much to worry about. But this Mercury conjunct Neptune may be somebody, you know, it sounds like this. It's like this. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Somebody could be giving you some kind of deal or making you some kind of proposition in regards to money or goods that you're buying even. Maybe they're trying to talk you into buying something that's a good investment or something like that. And it looks to me like they're embellishing whatever it is. You know, they're it's not like they're outright lying to you. They're just not telling you everything, like all of this stuff. Like if you're signing up for anything from like new, you know, service of some kind, cell phone service, or you know, TV and internet, you know, anything that really do your homework on anything right now, because it looks like somebody is you know, just out to make a buck off of you. Okay, now another thing though too about especially Mercury and Jupiter together in conjunction, these are both travel planets, okay. And Mercury is the big messenger. So I would have to say that also on this day you could be receiving some kind of good news. This is Monday, March 21st, okay, in regards to money, okay. But like again, like I said, in combination with Mercury conjunct Neptune on Wednesday, you just have to keep in mind that the combination of all of these together is just, you know, someone trying to, again, present the big picture and not getting to the finer details about whatever it is that you're getting yourself into. So it's a very good idea not to sign on the dotted line for anything right now, a contract of any kind, okay? On Tuesday, though, March 22nd, Mars in your first house in Aquarius squares Uranus transiting in your fourth house of Taurus. So this is just, you know, your fourth house is your family, your home life, where you live and the people you live with. It's your personal life. But it's actually physically where you live, having the planet Uranus here for as long as it has been, a few years now. There's been some upheavals or sudden drastic changes in the living arrangement or something to do with your home or even your neighborhood sometimes. So this is just one of those times where you are, you know, someone you live with possibly is not they're being uncooperative in regards to the home or possibly some kind of role or arrangement or something that you have, even with family members. You know, maybe somebody is using something of yours, or they broke something, or you know, whatever. Somebody is possibly doing something that they shouldn't be within the home, and that, you know, that's you know, of course you're going to say something about it, but you know, it's just someone looking at you like, you know, well, what's the big deal, right? You want to scream, right? So on Saturday, March 26th, Mercury in Pisces in your second house, sextiles Pluto transiting in your 12th house of Capricorn. So we're back to your second house of income again, with Mercury being here. Mercury the messenger, you know, bringing in like messages even in regards to money. And this could be the sextile to Pluto in your 12th house of secrets and behind the scenes actions, okay, taken by you or someone else. Maybe you're in on like some kind of, I don't want to say it's a secret, or maybe it's some kind of deal that is possibly good, you know, that maybe you are investing in, or someone is possibly investing in you or giving you money to like do something. I don't think they're lending it to you. I think they're giving it to you to do something on their behalf, but it's something that you're involved in yourself, like some kind of work that you do. It's I guess like seed money or something like that. You have supporters, let's put it that way. You have supporters behind the scenes that are helping you with something, okay? So for Taurus, on Monday, March 21st, Mercury in Pisces in your 11th house conjuncts Jupiter in Pisces in your 11th house. And on Wednesday, March 23rd, Mercury again in Pisces conjuncts Neptune in Pisces in your 11th house. So all of these things are happening in your 11th house of sociability, okay, the internet, socializing online and in person. But it's your friends, mainly, and acquaintances, and where you go to hang out, or any kind of organization that you belong to. So having Jupiter here does bring a lot more different kinds of people, a little bit more interesting than usual, into your circle of friends, you know. But you've always got one there that really embellishes their themselves, even, you know, their places they've been, things they've done, you know, they're just so interesting. How can you handle it, right? And this is one of those times, okay, like with the Mercury conjunct Jupiter, is a really nice transit, actually. To me, it denotes either long distance communication possibly, or communication with somebody who lives at a distance, but it's also travel. These are travel planets, both of these planets, but Mercury is a communication planet. So you could even just be making really fantastic like plans with your group of friends or an organization that you belong to, some upcoming trip or something. But it looks like it's something really good, but at the same time you have Mercury conjunct Neptune just like a day or so later, So that is like somebody really telling kind of like a white lie. You know what I mean? In fact, you could be making plans with your friends, and there's always, you know, one that just an acquaintance, they're a friend of a friend or something, but they're always there. They're always part of your group, even though they're not really part of your group, and they're like a real pain in the ass. So you could be making these plans without them knowing about it, trying to get them to stay out of your plans. You know, you're making plans with your friends, right? And this person isn't your friend. I mean, their friend brings them along. Okay, so you're trying to kind of get around that. You're not lying, but you're sneaking, maybe, possibly. It's a shame that you have to do that. But you could also have like a new person in your group of friends, okay? That you're just not believing it. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that they tell you about themselves, it's just so wonderful, you know, and they're like well connected. They've been everywhere on the planet, you know, and they've just had so much more, far more interesting experiences than you and your friends, right? So just take whatever somebody tells you on this day with a grain of salt. I wouldn't really buy it, you know what I mean? On Tuesday, though, March 22nd, okay, Mars in Aquarius in your 10th house squares Uranus in your first house of Taurus, okay? So, you know, you have Mars in your 10th house of your career and your outer public persona. How the public views you and knows you by reputation, personally and professionally. So Mars is a very competitive planet. If you were out for a better position right now, this would put you, you know, give you the confidence to actually go after something like that. Even if you're competing with someone, you're pretty confident. However, you know, you could have some kind of, I don't know, could be a little bit of a public conversation or something that may happen with someone in public. That reflects on your personality and not in a very good way, you know. So I would just be very careful if when I was out or when I was even socializing on social media, doing something online, I'd be very careful what I said or posted at this time, because if anybody could read anything into it, believe me, they're going to. Even if you didn't mean it that way, it doesn't matter. There's always somebody that's going to try to, if they're out to get you, you know, or whatever, or make life miserable for you, then that's what they're going to do. So they're going to pick apart whatever it is that you say or do. So on Saturday, March 26th, Mercury in Pisces in your 11th house sextiles Pluto, transiting in your 9th house of Capricorn. So we're back to your 11th house again. And your 9th house is, you know, the house of foreign travel and foreign people. Or anyone who lives at a distance, but from another country or a different culture or background than yours. You could, like all these plans that I was talking about earlier, could have something to do with just that, some kind of travel plans, or possibly you're part of a group that is learning something educational, but it's really interesting or exciting. It's something different, you know. You could be learning it for, you know, professional reasons to help you in your job, but I really think it's something personal. It's like some kind of a group trip or a group class of some kind, possibly, that you may be taking. Okay, so for Gemini, on Monday, March 21st, Mercury in Pisces in your 10th house conjuncts Jupiter in Pisces in your 10th house. And on Wednesday, March 23rd, Mercury in Pisces in your 10th house conjuncts Neptune also in Pisces in your 10th house. Okay, so I mentioned this before about maybe really embellishing your attributes or your experience, even when it comes to your career, previous positions, or even knowledge that you may possess that you went to, you know, school, traditional school for, or whatever. When it comes to your profession, okay, whatever it is that you do for a living, even if you're retired or you don't work at all. This is still whatever you did previously, you know. Your 10th house is how you're known by reputation, professionally and personally. So if this is professionally right now, Mercury conjunct Jupiter is a really nice transit. It helps you to see the big picture. It helps you to dream really big. Okay, these two planets sometimes together, especially in the 10th house, may mean travel for your job, you know, whatever position you have. But this Mercury conjunct Neptune is sort of like telling a little white lie, or again, embellishing something about yourself. It could even be who you know kind of thing, you know, telling people that you're good friends with someone or other, or you know that, and you're not. Maybe it's some celebrity type person, and you just met them once, or you have a picture of you and them together, and you just like built this whole little story around this picture, and people bought it. Okay, well, this could, you know, eventually, I've said before, come back to bite you in the ass when somebody calls you on it. So this is one of those times to make sure that whatever you do or say, especially publicly, because this is your most public house in your chart, that it's the truth. Don't misrepresent yourself or anyone else. You know what I mean? This is a very bad gossipy kind of transit, and it's something that you you're the instigator or you're the victim of. Okay. So on Tuesday, March 22nd, Mars in Aquarius in your 9th house squares Uranus, transiting in your 12th house of Taurus. So, you know, Mars in your 9th house of travel, okay? Travel and education and adventure and publishing, media, big internet house, and communication house, usually long distance travel and communication. So, you know, you could be in touch with someone right now. You know, this is the house of higher learning and knowledge. You know, if you're learning something at this time, even if it's not in a, you know, classic school setting, somebody could just be showing you how to do something or whatever. You're or like a little bit of an apprentice or something, or maybe you're even learning it online. Just from watching videos like on YouTube, you know, but it's information that you can use that's acceptable for you to use it. As let's say whatever it is that you do for a living, okay? Or even if you're retired, like I always say, even if you don't work at all, you could possibly be learning or are in touch with someone, excuse me, who is kind of like helping you behind the scenes. That's what this square to Uranus in your 12th house is you're either doing something, you're working on something or learning something a little bit like in secret. It could be something a little bit different or unusual. It could even be like a new religion or a new, like a culture, a different culture's way of life, their philosophy, or even their rituals or something like that. You know what I mean? You could be interested in something like that and are participating in it, but you're not wanting anyone to know about it just yet. Okay, on Saturday, March 26th, Mercury in Pisces in your 10th house sextiles Pluto, transiting in your 8th house of Capricorn. So this is a very nice transit where in your 10th house, again, maybe a mentor, colleague, or higher up, you know, does something for you, like puts in a good word for you with, you know, everyone else, other clients or the company, or just actually helps you in some way or other in regards to your career that maybe they didn't necessarily have to. They could even give you use of something. This doesn't even have to be in regards to your career. This could be just like your public standing, your status and whatever, that somebody could give you something at this time that ups your status in some way or other. And it could be putting in a good word for you, or actually giving you something physically to use that like enhances your personality. Okay. So for Sagittarius, on Monday, March 21st, oh, you know what? I'm going to stop. I think this might be going over. Hang on. Okay, so for Sagittarius, on Monday, March 21st, Mercury in Pisces in your 4th house conjuncts Jupiter, also in Pisces in your 4th house. And on Wednesday, March 23rd, Mercury in Pisces in your 4th house conjuncts Neptune in Pisces in your 4th house, okay? So this is actually, the first one, Mercury conjunct Jupiter, is actually a pretty good aspect. For me, it's communication of some kind. It's good news. It's good planning. It's good for business, you know. But the combination of Mercury conjunct Neptune just a day or so later, like 2 days later, more or less, it just means that maybe you could be doing something very quickly, or with not really thinking it through. This is in regards to your 4th house is your property, your home, your family, the people you live with. You know, it's your personal life. But this Mercury conjunct Neptune is a lot of times information being left out. It's almost like someone isn't deliberately trying to deceive you. They're just not telling you everything. So if you need to make some kind of decision in regards to your home, especially like if you're going to hire somebody to do something to your home, some kind of work that you need done, you really have to ask an awful lot of questions, every single thing that you can think of, because a lot of times, I mean, now if you're purchasing an appliance or whatever, you have to buy all the gadgets that normally would come with it to get it to actually work separately. You have to pay for them separately, okay? Like a weird crap like that, you know what I mean? So if you're getting something done, again, to your home, make sure you do an awful lot of checking out as many different kinds of places or people that you can. Ask a lot of questions. But it is good for business. Okay, you could plan stuff right now, but I just would not sign on the dotted line if I were you. And there's also a deal. If a deal comes along that sounds too good to be true, it probably is, because there could be somebody trying to talk you into something. It's not even doing something to your home. This could be someone that you live with, even a family member, or you don't even have to live with them. It could just be somebody trying to talk you into doing something and trying to get you all psyched up about doing it. You know what I mean? And because this is also your house of your personal life, so just you know, I wouldn't commit to anything at this time if I were you. Okay. On Tuesday, March 22nd, Mars in Aquarius in your 3rd house squares Uranus transiting in your 6th house of Taurus. So this isn't too bad. You know, it's just that having Mars in your 3rd house of your everyday life and the places and people you would normally encounter throughout the normal course of your day just means that, you know, maybe you know, in the square to Uranus in your 6th house of like the workplace and the kind of work that you do, but it's also your house of service. Could just mean that, you know, someone is asking you to help them, possibly a neighbor or a relative, excuse me, is asking you to help them with something. Okay, anything. It could be just doing some running around for them around the neighborhood, or you know, possibly even driving them somewhere or whatever, you know. So that could be a little bit of a damper on this day. You know, maybe you're not able to really do it, or you have to switch around your schedule in such a way that it, like, whatever you had planned for that day, you can't even do because you're going to be doing this for someone else. So you really have to think about whether you're going to say yes or not before you do it, right? On Saturday, March 26th, Mercury in Pisces in your 4th house, sextiles Pluto, transiting in your 2nd house of Capricorn. So this is actually a good, very good transit. You know, your 2nd house is your earned income. It's the things that you own, your possessions, things that you value, your valuables, but it's also your personal values. I would have to say that, you've probably been wanting to purchase something for your home, or it could be something personal that you wanted to buy, and maybe on this day that's exactly what you're going to be doing. Making a purchase for yourself. It doesn't have to be something real big, but it could be something that you've needed. It's not even like a luxury, I don't think. I think it's something that you actually need.